When you take a look at it, what is something that you as a salesperson go through that other people probably would never understand, and why does it matter to you? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California, and a perfect day to talk about sales, and a perfect day to talk about you and what regular office people don't understand about closing deals. Now, I have this belief that closing a deal is the second greatest feeling in the world. I'm going to let you pick the first. I'm not going to fill in that blank. I'm going to let you talk about it. And so there is a thrill. There is a rush. There is an excitement that when you go in and you work a deal and you get that person to sign on the dotted line and they buy your product, you're like, yeah, I am the greatest person alive. I can sell everything and anything and come and get me and throw some objections my way, right? There is a feeling that, like, you could try to explain that to somebody who doesn't do sales. You could try to say, hey, look, closing a deal is the second greatest feeling in the world. You could try to compare it to something. Right? So like, I don't have kids. So people are always talking to me like, watching a childbirth is one of the greatest feelings on earth. And I'm like, not for me. Not interested, right? So like, I don't have empathy towards that. I can't. It's not something I'm even interested in. So like, sometimes when you go to explain this to somebody and you're like, hey, I just closed a deal. They're like, yeah, so what? Like, no, but I closed a deal. Yeah, so what? Like, they don't understand. They don't know what it's like to go into a fight where it's a hard sale and like you got to put everything to it and you make phone calls and you send emails and you go back and forth and you have a guy that's across town that you don't like and you're fighting that guy for the sale and you take it from him. Like, sometimes, I will tell you, the people who do trophy hunting and trophy fishing, maybe you might be able to compare it to them because like that's that feeling of like, I just got something and it's amazing and it's awesome. But chances are good, if you have a significant other and you go home and you explain to them, hey, I closed this deal and they've never been in sales, they don't know that feeling. They don't know what that's like. It's not something that they can relate to. Like, this is why, like, when salespeople meet up and they're like, man, I had a hard sale today and I closed that deal. Even with entrepreneurs, they're going to understand too. Hey, I had that sale today and I closed it. It was hard. Like, most salespeople are like, heck yeah, man, I don't know what you do, but here's a high five, right? I don't know you, but yeah, buddy. That's why salespeople get along. They're like, I understand what it's like to have to go through a deal. And now, when I was doing full-time in-home sales, there was a couple of guys that I knew, and sometimes we would compete, and I'd call them after my job went in and be like, dude, I took that job from you. Like, dude, good job, bad for me. What did I do wrong, right? And they'd do the same thing to me. Hey, Scott, I took that deal from you. You know, the Smith job, I took it from you. I'd be like, dude, congratulations, but what did I do wrong? And like, sometimes they would say, hey, they didn't like you. Like, okay, well, that's cool. That happens. But one of the things that when people don't do sales, they don't understand closing deals. They don't understand the feel of it, and they don't understand what it takes. So there you go. You got one thing to do for me, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says Scott Bell, consultant, sent out a video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.